The alien girl's name was Lyra. She came from a distant world where humans were only a rumor. On her planet, elders spoke about humans in whispers. They said human males were dangerous. They said human males devoured their mates when the time came. Lyra never knew if it was true, but the fear stayed deep inside her. Now she was standing inside a human space station. Her first step on human territory made her heart race. The walls were tall and metallic, filled with strange lights. Machines hummed, doors opened with hissing sounds. She pulled her cloak tight around her, trying not to draw attention. As she walked, she heard laughter. Human males and females sat together at a food stall. They were eating something warm. The man leaned closer to the woman, whispered, and then both laughed. But when he fed her a piece of food with his hand, Lyra's eyes widened. To her mind, it looked like the first sign of devouring. She remembered the warnings. Humans eat their mates. Lyra turned quickly, her steps unsteady. She bumped into someone. A tall human stood in front of her, grease on his hands. His uniform showed he was a mechanic. His name was Daniel, though she did not know it yet. He looked at her with surprise. "Careful there," he said with a smile. Lyra froze. Her throat was dry. She expected him to attack. She whispered a quick apology and hurried away, leaving Daniel confused. She kept moving through the corridors. Her eyes darted left and right. Every small action looked strange to her. A man offering a drink to his partner looked like poison. A woman leaning her head on a man's shoulder looked like surrender. A group of children running to hug their father looked like prey going to the hunter. Her heart pounded. Her people were right, she thought. Humans were dangerous. They hide their nature behind smiles. Lyra found a corner near a wide glass window that looked it out into space. She leaned against the cold wall, trying to breathe, but voices reached her ears again. Two human women walked past her. Their words made her blood run cold. "Did you hear? He loves her so much he could just eat her up," one woman said, laughing. Lyra gasped. The fear doubled inside her chest. She gripped the edge of her cloak with trembling hands. They said it. They admitted it. Humans eat their females. Her mind filled with images of silent halls filled with human bones. She imagined screams hidden behind these metallic walls. She wanted to run, to get on the next ship. But she was stranded here for at least one cycle. The trade deal of her people required her to stay. Behind her, Daniel stood quietly. He had noticed her fear earlier and followed at a distance. He saw how she pressed herself into the shadows, her wide silver eyes watching humans like prey, watching predators. Something about her touched him. He decided not to walk away. Lyra's chest heaved. She closed her eyes, whispering in her own language, "Do not see me. Do not eat me." Daniel stepped closer, his voice low. "Are you all right?" She spun around, her eyes filled with terror. She saw the human male standing too close. She raised her hand as if to defend herself. "Stay away," she said in broken English. Daniel lifted his hand slowly, showing no harm. "I will not hurt you," he said gently. Lyra shook her head. "No, you eat your females." His eyes widened, and then he almost laughed, but he stopped when he saw her trembling. He realized it was not a joke for her. She truly believed it. "I don't know what you heard," Daniel said softly, "but it's not true." She stared at him, her eyes searching his face. Humans were clever, she thought. They could lie with ease. Maybe this was his way of hiding his hunger. Before Daniel could say more, a loud announcement filled Hee Hall. A wedding ceremony was about to begin in the main chamber. Human music played through the speakers. Lyra stiffened, her blood chilled. A marriage, she had heard about this too. On her planet, they said marriage was the ritual before the devouring. The male claims his female, then consumes her. Without another word, she ran, her cloak trailing behind her. Daniel watched in shock as she vanished into the crowd. He knew something was wrong, deeply wrong, and if he didn't help her, she might be lost in her own fear forever. Lyra's heart raced. Her eyes stung with tears. She whispered to herself, "I must survive. I must escape." But no matter where she ran, the station walls closed around her, and somewhere behind, a human mechanic was determined to uncover the truth, both hers and his. Lyra did not sleep that night. Her small room on the station felt like a prison. Every sound outside the door made her heart race. She thought of the humans laughing, eating, whispering about love that sounded like hunger. Her people's warnings burned in her mind. At dawn, she walked carefully through the station. She kept her hood low, her steps soft. Her plan was simple. She would observe the humans more closely. Maybe she would see the truth with her own eyes. She reached a wide hall where humans gathered for food. They called it a dining bay. She sat in the corner, pretending to drink water. Her eyes never rested. Every move became a threat in her imagination. A young couple sat at the nearest table. The male broke his bread and placed a piece into the female's mouth. She smiled, touching his hand gently. Lyra's chest tightened. To her, this was not kindness. It was training, a predator teaching his mate to accept being eaten. Her hands trembled. She whispered to herself, "They hide it well, but I can see." A group of children ran past her. They laughed as they held sweets in their hands. One boy shared his sweet with his sister. Lyra stared in horror. Was he already learning to eat his own family? The image made her ear sick. Then she heard something worse. A human woman at another table giggled and said, "He's so sweet, I could just eat him alive." The others laughed. Lyra's blood turned cold. The word struck her like a blade. They said it openly. They made jokes about devouring. She dropped her cup, the sound echoing on the floor. Heads turned. Her cloak fell slightly, revealing her silver eyes. The humans stared at her with curiosity. She panicked, pulled the hood tight, and rushed out of the hall. Her breath came fast. Her steps echoed against the metallic floor, but as she turned the corner, Daniel was there again. His uniform smeared with oil. He had been searching for her. "You're running again," he said calmly. "Why?" Lyra froze. Her lips moved, but no words came. Then she whispered, "I saw it. I heard it. You eat. You eat your females." Daniel sighed. His voice was gentle but firm. "That's not what it means." She shook her head. "I saw a man feed his mate. I saw children learning. I heard the woman laugh about eating. Do not lie to me." Daniel looked at her carefully. He saw her fear, raw and real. She was not pretending. She truly believed it. He realized this was not just a rumor. It was deep inside her culture, a story she had lived with all her life. "Listen," he said slowly, choosing simple words. "Humans do not eat each other. When we say eat him alive, it is only a joke. When we share food, it is love, not death." But she pulled back, her eyes filled with tears. "No, you trick. You hide your hunger with soft words." Her voice grew louder. A few humans passing by stopped to look. They frowned, whispering. Some pointed at her cloak. Security officers nearby started moving closer. Daniel stepped in front of her. "She's with me," he said firmly. He held up his hands, stopping the guards. They hesitated, trusting the mechanic. Lyra's heart thundered. Why Waku? Is he protecting her? If he was a predator, why risk his safety for her? The thought confused her, planted a seed of doubt. Daniel leaned closer, whispering so only she could hear. "If you do not trust me, then follow me. Watch me. See with your own eyes before you decide." She stared at him, trembling. Her mind screamed to run, but her heart wanted to know. What if, just what if she was wrong? Before she could answer, music echoed again across the hall. A marriage ceremony was beginning. Human voices cheered. Lyra's blood froze. She turned her head and saw them, a human couple standing together, hands held. The man slipped a ring onto the woman's finger. The crowd clapped. Lyra's breath caught. To her it looked like a ritual binding before the devouring. She gasped and cried out. It is true. They prepare her for sacrifice. The guards started moving again, worried about her outburst. Daniel grabbed her hand and pulled her into a side corridor. Enough. You want answers. I will show you. But you must trust me for one day. Her silver eyes met his brown ones. They were steady, kind, not hungry. But could she trust them? Could she risk her life to find the truth? Her lips trembled. One day, she whispered. Only one day. Daniel nodded. One day is enough. Behind them, the sound of celebration rang out. But for Lyra, the fear was louder. She had agreed to step into the heart of danger, and she did not know if she would survive the truth. Daniel walked ahead, his boots echoing on the metal floor. Lyra followed slowly, her cloak drawn tight. Her mind shouted warnings, but her heart whispered curiosity. She had given him one day, and now the truth would show itself. He led her through the station, past shops filled with human goods, past children laughing, past couples walking side by side. Lyra's eyes studied everything. Every smile looked like a mask. Every laugh sounded like the calm before an attack. Finally, Daniel stopped in front of a small workshop. The door slung. It opened. Inside was cluttered with tools, wires, engines, and glowing lights. It smelled of metal and oil. He waved her in. "This is my place," he said simply. "Safe." She stepped in carefully, her eyes darting to every corner. Her heart raced. She whispered, "Safe, until the eating begins." Daniel frowned. He sat on a stool and wiped his hands. "No one is going to eat you," he said. "Sit, please." She refused to sit, her silver eyes narrowed. "You speak soft, but your people speak with teeth." Daniel took a deep breath. He realized words were not enough. She needed proof, real proof. He picked up a piece of bread from a tray near his table. He took a bite, chewed, then offered the other half to her. "See? Food is for eating, not people." Lyra's hands shook. Her mind screamed that this was the trap. The moment she touched the bread, he would attack. Still, her stomach ached with hunger. She had not eaten since yesterday. Slowly, she took the bread, lifted it to her lips. Her eyes stayed locked on Daniel, waiting for him to pounce, but he only watched quietly. No sudden move, no sharp teeth bared, just calm, steady eyes. She took a small bite. The taste surprised her, soft and warm. Her eyes widened. Nothing happened. She chewed, swallowed, and still he did not strike. Her voice trembled. "Why? Why did you not attack?" Daniel smiled gently. "Because humans don't eat other humans, or aliens. We eat bread, food, meals, not people." She looked down at the bread in her hands, doubt battling inside her. But before she could speak, a voice shouted from outside, "Daniel, open up!" He stiffened. It was security. The same guards who had seen Lyra panic during the marriage ceremony. Daniel glanced at her. "Stay quiet," he whispered. The door slid open. 2 officers stepped in. Their eyes landed on Lyra immediately. "You, alien girl, you caused a scene in the hall." Here's one said, "People are frightened, come with us." Lyra's heart leapt into her throat. This was it. The humans would drag her away. She backed into the corner, whispering, "I knew it, I knew it." Daniel stood up, blocking their way. "She's no threat," he said firmly. "She's scared, not dangerous." The guards exchanged looks. "Scared or not, she doesn't belong here." Daniel's voice hardened. "She's with me. I'll take responsibility." The guards hesitated. Daniel was respected on the station. His work kept ships flying. His word carried weight. After a long pause, they left, but not before warning, "If she causes more trouble, she's out." When the door closed, Lyra pressed herself against the wall. Her chest rose and fell fast. Her eyes shone with confusion. Why protect me? If you are predator, why risk yourself?" Daniel looked at her for a long moment. "Because you're wrong about us," he said softly, "and I'm going to prove it." Lyra trembled. Her world was breaking apart. If what he said was true, then her people had lied for centuries. But if he was lying, then she had stepped right into the hunter's nest. Daniel leaned forward, his eyes steady. "Tomorrow, I'll take you to my family. You will see with your own eyes what humans are, not words, not rumors, truth." Her silver eyes widened. "Your family?" she whispered. "Yes," Daniel said. "You'll see how we live, how we love. Then you can decide if we are monsters." She shook her head, fear twisting her thoughts. Family meant more humans, more mouths, more teeth, but part of her wanted to see, to know. "Family is where the truth hides," Daniel said. "One day with them, and your fear will either die or it will grow stronger." Lyra closed her eyes. She whispered, "Then take me. But if you lie, I will run to the ends of the stars." Daniel nodded. "Fair enough." Outside, the station lights flickered. Shadows stretched across the halls, and somewhere in those shadows, another figure watched them both. Someone who did not want the alien G or to learn the truth about humans. The next day came too soon for Lyra. She barely slept. Her mind circled the same thought again and again. Family means danger. Family means the feast. Yet she had given her word, and in her culture, a promise could not be broken. Daniel met her outside the workshop. His smile was calm, but his eyes showed worry. He knew this day would either build her trust or destroy it forever. "Ready?" he asked. Her silver eyes narrowed. "No, but I will go." He led her through the station, down wide corridors filled with the sound of voices. Lyra kept her hood low. Every human glance felt like a knife. She imagined whispers behind her, that one will be eaten next. They reached the living quarters, a place warmer and brighter than the cold metal halls. Doors were painted with colors, children's drawings decorated the walls. Lyra stopped, staring at a picture made by human hands, a family holding each other under a shining sun. Her chest tightened. Was it real, or just a trick to hide darker truths? Daniel's door opened and voices spilled out. "Daniel!" a woman's voice called with joy. A girl rushed forward, wrapping her arms around him. Her laughter rang like music. Lyra froze, her breath caught. This is it, she thought. The prey welcomes the predator. Daniel smiled, patting the girl's head. "This is my sister Amy," he said. "Amy, this is Lyra, a guest." Amy looked up with wide, curious eyes. "She's pretty," the girl said with innocence. She reached out a hand, but Lyra stepped back quickly, her cloak swishing. Her silver eyes trembled with fear. Then Daniel's mother appeared. Her hair was tied back, her hands dusted with flour from baking. She wiped them on her apron and walked closer. "Welcome, dear," she said warmly. "You must be hungry. Come sit." Hungry. The word stabbed into Lyra's ears. Her body tensed. Her hand twitched toward her cloak as if to shield herself, but Daniel's mother simply placed bread and stew on the table. Amy grabbed her own bowl and began to eat eagerly, laughing when the hot steam touched her lips. No one screamed, no one attacked. "Sit," Daniel whispered. His voice was calm, steady. Lyra slowly lowered herself into the chair, her body tight as stone. She looked at the food, warm and fragrant. Her stomach begged for it, but her fear fought back. Then Daniel picked up his spoon and ate in front of her, bite after bite. He smiled faintly. "See? Food, not people." His mother laughed softly. "Daniel always eats too fast." Lyra blinked. Confusion churned inside her chest. Was this truly normal? Was this truly life? She lifted her spoon with trembling fingers, tasted the stew. It was rich, warm, alive with flavor. No attack came, no predator's teeth tore into her. Her silver eyes softened just for a moment. But then, the door burst open. A tall man stormed inside. His uniform marked him as one of the security officers. His voice thundered, "Daniel, you're hiding her here." Amy gasped. Daniel's mother froze. Lyra's heart leapt into her throat. The officer pointed at Lyra. "She's dangerous. She spreads lies. She frightens the people. She doesn't belong." Lyra stumbled back. Her chair clattered to the ground. Her mind screamed, "This is the moment. They will turn on me. They will prove the story's true." But Daniel stepped in front of her, his jaw set. "She's under my protection," he said firmly. "She's no threat." The officer narrowed his eyes. "Then why does she say humans eat their mates? Why does she cry out in public, she poisons trust?" Daniel's voice grew cold. "Because she was taught lies, and I will show her the truth." The officer sneered. "You risk everything for her. Why?" Daniel's answer was simple. "Because it's right." Silence fell, heavy, sharp. Lyra's chest heaved. She looked at him, truly looked. He had nothing to gain, yet he stood like a shield between her and danger. The officer growled, but finally stepped back. "One mistake," he warned, "and she is gone." Then he left, slamming the door. Amy ran to Daniel, clinging to him. "Why are they so mean?" she asked. Daniel hugged her, his eyes still fierce. "Because they don't understand yet." Lyra's voice shook. Why do you protect me again and again? If you were predator, this was your chance." Daniel turned to her, his face calm but his eyes burning with fire. "Because predators don't protect. They destroy. Humans protect the ones they care about." Her silver eyes glistened. Her mind fought the truth, but her heart whispered something different. Yet outside that home, in the shadows of the station, another pair of alien eyes watched, eyes filled with anger, for not all wanted peace. and not all wanted Lyra to learn the truth. The night inside Daniel's home was quiet, but Lyra's heart was loud. She sat by the window, staring at the stars, her mind twisted between fear and doubt. The warmth of the family still lingered. Amy's laughter, Daniel's mother's kindness, Daniel's steady protection. Yet her people's warning screamed louder. Do not trust the human males. They will eat their mates when the time comes, she whispered to herself. Why protect me? Why give me food? Why risk his life for me? Behind her, Daniel entered the room quietly. He placed a small blanket on her shoulders. You're cold, he said simply. She flinched, then slowly pulled the blanket tighter. His voice was calm, never sharp, never hungry. Tomorrow, Daniel said, I will take you outside the station, to my colony's garden dome. There you will see families, friends, couples, no tricks, no masks, only life. Lyra's silver eyes flickered. Garden dome? Daniel nodded. Yes, a place where people grow food, share meals, laugh, live. Her voice shook. Or a place where they prepare the feast. Daniel sighed, but he did not. Argue it, you will see with your own eyes. The next day they entered the shuttle, Lyra's cloak wrapped tight. Her heart pounded as the small craft glided through the void. Below them, the dome glowed like a second sun. When the doors opened, Lyra gasped. Green stretched in every direction, rivers flowed, birds sang, human families walked among the trees, children chased each other, lovers held hands, friends laughed together. Her chest ached. This was not the den of predators she imagined. This was life. Daniel guided her toward a bench near the river. His sister Amy ran ahead, splashing water with her feet. His mother waved at friends, sharing a basket of bread. Lyra sat stiffly, watching. Every instinct screamed trap, but every heartbeat showed her something else. A father lifted his daughter high in the air, spinning her as she laughed. A young woman kissed her partner on the cheek. A group of elders shared fruit and stories. She whispered, They are not eating, they are protecting. Daniel looked at her carefully. Yes, this is love, this is family, this is what we live for, not what we destroy. Her silver eyes filled with tears. She remembered the stories of her people, the fear drilled into her since childhood. How could they be so wrong? But before she could answer, the shadows moved. From the trees stepped a tall figure. His skin shimmered like hers. His eyes glowed with the fire of her homeworld. Lyra's breath caught. Torin, she whispered, you followed me. Torin's voice was sharp as a blade. Yes, and I came to save you, foolish girl. Do you not see? They have tricked you. They show you bread and smiles, but soon they will eat your heart. Daniel stepped in front of her instantly, his hand reaching for the tool at his belt, not a weapon but enough to defend. Stay back, he warned. Torin sneered. You trust a human? He is the predator. I am your own kind, trust me. Leave with me before it is too late. Lyra's heart shattered. Two worlds pulled at her, her people's warnings and the true. Before her eyes, she whispered, I do not know. Daniel's voice was steady. Then look at them, Lyra. Look at my mother, my sister. Do they look like predators? Do you see fear? Or do you see love? Lyra turned. Her eyes landed on Amy, the little girl chasing butterflies. Amy waved at her, smiling with pure innocence. Her chest broke. Tears spilled down her cheeks. Love, she whispered. I see love. Torin roared, his voice echoing through the dome. They have poisoned you. You are blind. He lunged forward. Daniel met him halfway. The two crashed against the ground. Dust rose. Amy screamed. Humans nearby shouted in alarm. Lyra stood frozen. Her heart thundered. Daniel fought not with rage, but with protection. He shielded her even as Torin struck. He bled, but he did not back away. His eyes locked on hers, as if to say, see the truth. Her body trembled. The fear was strong, but stronger still was something new. She stepped forward, her voice breaking. Stop. Daniel is not predator. He is protector. Torin froze, his eyes wide. You betray your own blood. Lyra's silver eyes glowed with tears and fire. No, I betray lies. The humans rushed in, pulling Daniel and Torin apart. The air was heavy, every heart waiting for her choice. And at last, she whispered the words that changed everything. Humans do not devour their mates. They love them. They protect them. Daniel's chest rose with relief. Amy cheered. His mother cried softly, but Torrhen's eyes burned darker, and Lyra knew this battle was not over. The garden dome was no longer peaceful. The laughter of children faded into cries. Families rushed their little ones away. The fight had broken the illusion of calm, and all eyes were now on Lyra, Daniel, and Torrhen. Torrhen's voice cut the air like thunder. "You are blinded, Lyra. Humans hide their teeth until it is too late." His body shook with rags. His fists clenched, his glowing eyes fixed on her. Daniel stood wounded, blood on his lip, yet his stance never faltered. "Stay behind me," he said firmly. His voice was steady, but his heart beat like a war drum. Lyra trembled, torn between two truths. Torrhen was her kin, her people, the voice of her homeworld. Daniel was human, the one she was taught to fear, yet he had risked his life again and again. "Come with me, Lyra," Torrhen urged, stretching out his hand. "Come home before you are devoured." Her silver eyes filled with tears, her voice broke. "But Daniel saved me. He gave me food. He shielded me from your guards. He showed me love." Torrhen spat on the ground. "Lies, tricks, poison. That is how predators lure prey. They fatten it before the feast." Daniel clenched his fists. He wanted to strike back with words, but instead he whispered to her, "Look at me, not him. What do you see? A predator or a protector?" Lyra stared at him, her chest heaving. She saw his wounds, his pain, his unshaken stance before her. His eyes did not hunger. They held only fire. "Protector," she whispered, almost too soft to hear. Torrhen roared in fury. He lunged forward, but this time Lyra stepped between them. Her cloak whipped in the wind of their movement. She raised her hands. "Stop!" she cried. Her voice echoed through the dome. Humans froze. Torrhen halted. Daniel's eyes widened. Lyra stood trembling but unbroken. "I am not prey," she said. "I will not be dragged by fear. I will see the truth with my own eyes." Torrhen's voice cracked with anger. "You betray your bloodline. You betray your people." Her tears fell. "I betray lies," she said again, stronger. "If my people live in fear, then I will carry truth back to them. Humans are not devourers. They are protectors." The crowd of humans murmured. Their eyes softened. Some even clapped quietly, moved by her courage. But Torrhen's rage did not calm. "This is not over," he hissed. His hand reached for a hidden blade, sharp and glowing with alien energy. The sight made gasps ripple through. Of the crowd, Daniel stepped forward, ready to shield her, but Lyra's hand shot out. "No," she said firmly. Her silver eyes burned with a new strength. "This fight is mine," Torrhen sneered. "You think you are strong?" Lyra's voice shook, but the fire inside it grew. "Strength is not in eating. Strength is in protecting. You will not chain me with lies again." The blade flashed. Torrhen lunged. Time seemed to freeze. Daniel cried out. Amy screamed. The world blurred, but Lyra moved faster than anyone expected. Her hand caught Torrhen's wrist. The strength of her people flowed through her. She twisted. The blade fell to the ground. Sparks hissed. The crowd erupted in shouts. Guards rushed forward. Torrhen struggled, but Lyra's grip was iron. She looked into his furious eyes and whispered, "Fear is not truth." The guard seized him, pulling him away. His voice roared like a storm. "You will regret this, Lyra. They will turn. They always turn." Silence returned, heavy, trembling, broken only by the soft sobs of Amy running into Daniel's arms. Daniel looked at Lyra, his chest heaving, his voice low. "You saved me." Her silver eyes glistened. "No, you saved me first. You gave me truth." For the first time, her lips curved into a fragile smile. Humans do not devour their mates. They protect them, even when it costs them pain. Daniel smiled back, blood on his face but warmth in his eyes. The words had finally broken the chain of lies, but deep inside, both knew. Torrhen's warning was not the end. Shadows of fear still lingered beyond the stars, and the true test of trust had only begun. The dome was silent after Torrhen's capture, but silence never meant peace. Lyra felt it in her bones. The humans watched her with curiosity, with caution, some with respect but others with doubt. Fear does not vanish in a single moment. Daniel touched his shoulder, blood still trickling. His eyes locked on Lyra. "It's over," he whispered, but deep inside, Lyra knew it was not over. Torrhen's words lingered like shadows. They will turn. They always turn. She wanted to believe in Daniel, but belief was fragile. That night, the station slept, but Lyra did not. She sat by the window again, her silver eyes reflecting the endless stars. Her heart beat with a storm. She whispered, "Truth or trap? Which is real?" Then the alarm sounded. A shrill cry filled the halls. Humans ran through corridors. Guards rushed to posts. Daniel burst into the room, his face pale. "An attack, Lyra! A ship of your people! They're here!" Her chest tightened. "My people? Here?" Daniel nodded. "They want you back." The ground shook as the alien ship docked. A voice echoed through the comms, deep and commanding. "Return the girl to us, or face the wrath of her bloodline." Humans whispered in fear. Some turned angry. "She brought them here," one man shouted. "She is the danger." Lyra's heart shattered. The eyes of humans around her sharpened. Suspicion rose like fire. Daniel stepped in front of her again, but even he could not silence them all. "You see," Torrhen's voice echoed in her memory. "They will turn." Tears burned her eyes. "Daniel, maybe they are right. Maybe I should go." But Daniel's voice cut through, steady, fierce. "No, Lyra, listen to me. You are not danger. You are proof. Proof that humans and your kind do not need to live in fear." His words struck deep, but before she could answer, the walls shook again. The alien soldiers stormed the corridor. Their leader stepped forward, his armor shining. "Lyra, come. You belong to us. These humans will eat you if you stay." Lyra's voice trembled. "No, they are not predators." The leader sneered. "Then choose now, in front of both your people and theirs." The corridor fell silent. Two worlds waited for her answer. Her silver eyes filled with fire. She stepped forward, raising her voice so all could hear. "I have seen the truth. I have eaten their bee. Red, I have sat at their tables. I have watched how they love. Humans do not devour their mates. They protect them. They fight for them. They bleed for them." The humans gasped. Daniel's eyes softened, pride burning within him. The aliens murmured in disbelief. The leader's face twisted with anger. "You betray your bloodline." Her voice rose like thunder. "I betray lies, not blood. I will carry truth home, even if I stand alone." The alien soldiers hesitated. Doubt rippled through them. For the first time, the fear of humans in their hearts trembled. They looked at Daniel, at his wounds, at the way he stood ready to shield Lyra, and they saw not predator, but protector. The leader roared, "Enough!" But his voice was weaker now. His army did not move. Daniel stepped beside Lyra, his voice steady. "If you take her, you must take her truth, and that truth will spread through every star." Silence hung heavy. Then slowly, the alien soldiers stepped back, their weapons lowered. The leader's eyes burned with fury, but he could not fight alone. The ship undocked, drifting away. The threat faded. Humans exhaled in relief. Some even cheered. Amy ran and hugged Lyra. "You're safe," she whispered. Lyra's tears fell. She looked at Daniel, her voice breaking. "I was afraid you would eat me, but instead you gave me life." Daniel smiled faintly. "And you gave me hope." Lyra turned back to the crowd, her cloak falling from her shoulders. "Let it be known," she said, her voice clear. "The lies are broken. Humans are not devourers. They are protectors. They are family." The humans clapped. The fear loosened. And somewhere deep inside, Lyra's own fear finally died. As the stars burned beyond the glass, she whispered to herself, stunned but certain, "The truth has set me free."